Hi there. This is Catherine Seo. I am the founder and CEO of Lipedema Simplified and the Lipedema Project. And I am so happy to be here with you. This is our What's New and Coming Up with Lipedema. Usually I meet with Leslin and I, where the two of us do this, or sometimes we have guests coming. And sometimes it's just Leslin, and today it's just me. So I'm coming from the pool, and today is a significant day for me, mostly because it's like not a birthday and not an anniversary or anything like that, but I have been back in physical therapy. So, one of the things that many of us with lipedema experience is a loss of mobility. And mine started about 5 or 6 years ago. And I slowly started to lose mobility. And then when I was in Europe when I was working on the book, the lipedema book, with a number of the doctors and surgeons throughout Europe. I was walking a lot, and I was really beginning to feel like I was doing very well. And then when I came back, I had surgeries. I had surgeries in Germany for lipedema and had very serious complications. And when I came back, I deteriorated very quickly and got very sick and had a number of different things happen. Long story. Bottom line is, I began to lose my mobility, and it culminated when I had to have a hip replacement. And it's a long story, boring story. Bottom line is, um, today is the first day since all the you know what hit the fan that I was able to really walk fully in balance without needing any kind of support, not a walker, not even a cane, because I often use a cane. And and it was exhilarating, just totally exhilarating. I I really questioned whether I would ever get to this place again. Um, Hi, Cindy from California. Janine asks me, do I regret the surgery? If I knew, Oprah has this wonderful thing that she says. She says, we do the best we can with what we have and what we know in any given moment. I um, I don't know why this is, very deep, and I feel very vulnerable about this. But my deepest desire was to find a solution, a quick and easy solution to lipedema. Um, and I was hoping, praying, I wanted a magic bullet. I wanted a magic wand, and I wanted surgery to be that magic wand. And so I did everything I could. I I went throughout Europe. I interviewed, and I was in at least the operating rooms of 12 to 15 surgeons. I asked questions. And the reason I was in those operating rooms is because I made the documentary film. And in the documentary film, I wanted to understand all about the surgery. So, so do I regret it? Again, if I knew then what I know now, I wouldn't have done it. But that's not what happened. What happened is I didn't know what I know now. What I know now is that with surgery or without surgery, lipedema, and all of the issues that come along with it are for each one of us to manage. We have lots of help. We have each other. We have incredible tips and tools. And each time I have a win, like sometimes they're small little wins, it's exhilarating. And today I walked from the car throughout the hospital to get to my PT, which is a significant hike, which usually takes me a long time with my cane. Without my cane, I did it myself. And I was so excited that when I got there, I said, my PT's name is Robbie. I'm like, Robbie, come here, come here. And I made him watch me walk up and down the hallways. And it was just amazing. And then I went to the pool. So one of the things that I think is, so I went back to PT, and of course we have Miranda, the tribe has Miranda. The other thing, and this is this whole segment is what's coming up with lipedema. What are we doing? There's two guys that I brought into our membership group, our tribe, to do a fireside chat. Rod Flores and Peter Hurley. Um, Peter Hurley is really, to say one of, I think he is the top headshot photographer, definitely in the country, and even broader than that. He has, he calls it the headshot crew, but he actually teaches other photographers how to do good headshots. And one of his students, one of the members of the crew, is a man named Rod. And Rod is a photographer. And, most photographers have day jobs, and his day job was as an electrician. And he was a photographer. In May of 2018, Rod was on a job and he got electrocuted. And, it wasn't his time, because he said there was an explosion in the process of this happening. And the explosion broke him free from the circuit that was putting the current through his body. But he was left with incredibly disfiguring burns. It was a very difficult healing process for him. So Peter and Rod came on. So I met Peter because I hired him to come in to do some work with Dr. Smith, who is the doctor that I partnered with in starting the Lipedema project. He was our benefactor. So he was our benefactor. And when I hired Peter, it was like this instant connection. It was like, oh my God, I kept saying to Dr. Smith, I'm smitten. This guy is fabulous. And the thing that I loved about Peter, I still do, he has a TED Talk where he talks about what happens when you're in front of the camera and how the chatter that goes on, I call it my committee in my head that tells me, oh my God, I have no chin. I have too many wrinkles. I'm too fat. I'm too gray. My eyelids are too droopy. That conversation that goes on under the surface most of the time. So he talks about that, and he talks about the breakthroughs and how your image, who you are, is what beauty is, what soul is, what essence is. And that's, of course, now you know why I'm like so crazy about Peter and Rod. Rod says he was blessed to be alive, And what he does with his camera now is he helps people who are other abled, because he almost, as he was sharing with us the other night, they almost amputated his hand. And his wife said, "You can't amputate his hand. He's a photographer." Well, they were able to save his hand. But his response was, "Doesn't matter. If I have to use a remote control, I'll use a remote control." I mean, the guy is just living, breathing courage and bravery. So they've offered to do photo shoots for us. Oh my God. Unbelievable. In New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, Florida. So in 4 cities. So we're in the process of setting up. So this falls under the umbrella of what's new with lipedema, because we're going to have photo shoots. I mean, the idea of us, let me say this personally, because, however you fall into this category is yours. But for me, I have had a lifetime of, of battle, of struggle with my image, with my body, with my fat legs here, my too many chins, the whole thing. And yet, there are moments when I'm not looking in a mirror or a camera. Um, when I can feel the essence of who I am. And it's not about all of the stuff that makes me crazy about the way that I look and my appearance. And that's what I've been working for. In every webinar, I do the quote, and I said to my body softly, "I want to be your friend." It took a long breath and said, "I've been waiting my whole life for this." And I feel like I've been waiting my whole life for this, to be with myself in a new way, to be with myself with the kind of loving and caring and acceptance and kindness that I have for everybody else. What a thought. and and so oh, do you know what? Patty just said Peter Hurley's TED Talk was fabulous, and to post it. I'll post it on this thread. I'll post the link to Peter Hurley's TED Talk in this thread. Um, and oh, thank you, Agnieszka. She says you are beautiful inside and out. Yeah, it doesn't matter how many times people tell us that. The thing about it is, oh my God, I can't believe I'm in a parking lot, by the way. I can't believe I'm on this. I'm in a parking lot because I couldn't make it home in time from the pool to get to my computer. So I said, what the heck? I'll just do it in a parking lot from my cell phone. You can do it anywhere. So the whole process of coming to terms with having lipedema, of having what is in essence a disfiguring disease, and yet to find the pathway, And each one of us really has to do that for ourselves. And yet we're doing it together. That was my dream. My dream was to be in community, to be in connection, to belong, to have a sense of, where do I belong? And that's why, we did our logo. So it used to say, what did it used to say? It's not our fault. It used to say it's not our fault. It now says learn, connect, belong. And each one of those, an important part of what we do at Lipedema Simplified and with the Lipedema Project. It is the essence of why we're here. And Janine says, it's a humble community. This disease grounds you. It does. It brings us always back to a reality of having to go beyond the superficial. That's it. I mean, that is at its essence, to go beyond the superficial. So, this Friday gig that I'm doing now is usually where we tell you what's happening. And I'm sort of just riffing today, but we are going to have a full community opportunity for people to meet Peter and Rod. And if other people besides those in the tribe want to sign up for the photo shoots, um, Peter charges $3,000 for a photo shoot, for one portrait photo shoot for a few hours. And he's doing it for us pro bono. We just need to cover expenses, which is freaking mind blowing. The same with Rod. So it's like, I'm like so psyched about it. I'm so psyched. Uh, oh, goodness. Uh, uh, Agnishka says that what gives me the courage. I'm wearing dresses this summer. Yeah. I mean, I feel like hand in hand, for those of us in the tribe, but for those of us who are just showing up, you don't even need to be in the tribe. We're just all in this together. And what we're doing is we're moving into greater and greater sense of ourselves, of advocacy, of really standing for ourselves and each other. You know, Janine asked me about the surgery. She said she's from New Zealand, and um, when I started, I was looking for someone to have the answer. I wanted someone to give me, as I said, a magic bullet, a magic wand. Here, suck the fat out. Let it be fine for the rest of my life. Um, and what I found was something far more precious, far more valuable to me. I found that I had to listen to my body, I had to listen to myself, and I had to find my own answers. I got lots of help. There's support all the time from people in the community. I ask questions, I get answers, I move forward, I try X, I try Y. I had to try so many different things, even to get to the point where I could have my surgery. When I had my surgery, it looked like I was not going to be able to walk for the rest of my life. And when I had my hip surgery, not the lipedema surgery, and I was like, oh no. And it's a funny process because there's the struggle, there's the fight, and then there's the surrender. And in the surrender, answers start to appear. And you know, it's it's quite a journey, is all I have to say. And I am so glad to be on this journey with you. That's really what makes the difference. Heather Kerrigan, oh my God, I love you so much. Oh my God, I was just looking at your feed the other day. Oh my God, I'm so happy to see you. Heather and I connected years ago. Oh my God, it must have been, I mean, it had to be at least 6 years ago. Heather is in New Zealand as well. She is a singer and a craft person and makes incredibly beautiful woven things. Um, oh my God. Oh, Heather, it's so good to see that you're here. Um, oh, Catherine says, in order to discover the answers, we need to find and define our questions. Yes. That was, I think, at the core of my journey, was finding what it was, because you need to know what are we trying to solve. Ah, my God, Heather, I can't tell you how happy I am to see you. Please come to, some of our chats or something. Connect with me by email. Um, and yeah. So here I am in a parking lot celebrating with you the first day in over 5 years that I feel like I can walk again. There are miracles. I do believe in miracles. And I feel like, you know, I'm going to dance again. Heather's the first one who gave me that. She wanted to dance again. And Heather, we are going to boogie. And oh my God. So Janine's in Auckland, and Heather, Janine wants to know what part of New Zealand are you in? So, okay, folks, I am. Oh my God. Heather says, let's boogie. Uh huh. I am, now that I'm walking and I'm in the pool again, thank God, after my getting vaccinated, to be in the pool again is like heaven. Oh my God, it's so gorgeous. Um, I'm gonna now move myself towards dancing. And one of the things we're adding in the tribe, we have Miranda, which is wonderful, stretching and doing all this wonderful exercise for 22 minutes a day, 22 or 23 minutes a day. I'm going to start introducing some dancing into it next week. We've been asking people, and people said that they wanted to do more. So, okay, everyone. I am going to say have a wonderful weekend. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Thank you for being part of our Lipedema tribe, our crew, whatever we are, our community, our somehow holding each other up. If it wasn't for all of you and all the support I've gotten, I would have given up years ago. So thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for being in my life personally. And I'm here for you. If I can ever help, just reach out to me. And wow, in a parking lot, I didn't expect all this, but I'm so glad to be here. Bye, everyone. Bye. It doesn't want to end.